right there and follow me through here. You can come back here with me, whatever you like to do. But one thing I want to be able to do is explain to you, when you're hitting it pretty well, the shaft actually responds pretty well for you. Ball speed 138, 37, 37, and 36. So your average the ball speed is 137.4. Now, saying that, that's a great starting point for us because now you give me something at least consistent as far as the ball speed goes. In this category here, we're looking at a regular flex for you. We could actually, for stability, try a stiff, and we'll actually try both of you, but in this category at 137 with the driver, you're in a little bit more of a regular flex. Right now, that shaft you have in there is a stiff. Now, the stiffer the flex, the more to the right the ball's going to go. The weaker, the more to the left it's going to go. And right now, you're kind of pushing everything to the right. So it could be you're fighting the shaft, maybe the weight of the shaft. We'll find out in just a second. Now, our second category we're going to look at is your launch angle. So right now, your highest launch was 15.7. Your lowest was 10.1. And it's also due, again, to swing as well. That's what this next column tells us and explains a little bit more. You come from the inside on every swing, some more than others. So I see it, basically as 13.4. The thing is blocking right pretty far. The number we're looking for control in that category is about 3 to 4 degrees either way. So right now at 13, it's a little from the inside. You can see we go to 6, 8. The closest number we had to that was 5.3. And that's the club coming from the inside, going out away from your body, which is not a horrible thing, but it's a little bit inside, and that's where you might find yourself getting caught, and then you block it out to the right a little bit. So
does that mean coming inside?
Inside behind your body, yeah, inside out, correct. Now, looking at that, it's going to actually change a little bit of numbers here, and look at the side spin numbers. So the number I'm looking for in this category is 500 or below to tell me that things are really consistent with the side spin. Mateus, the side spin on the golf ball will go left to right and right to left. So these side spins, the higher the number, the more they're going to do this, okay? So you can see from here, the first one was at, at 551, we had 849, we have 395. So, even though those are actually contained, it's more of the club face, the angle coming in, that's giving those golf balls to do this and that. If those numbers were 1,200, 2,000, which I do see there for some players that come in, not our true players, but some of the people that come into the studio, those numbers obviously are really, really high. We need to condense those numbers down. It's more of a swing, alteration than it is more of a club thing. So we're going to go to the next column, which is your backspin column here. 2,700, 13, 28, and 3,400. Now, what do these numbers mean? So we'll give you an overall. Me basing it off of 137 ball speed 0.4, I would like your launch angle to be anywhere from about 14.5 to about 16 degrees. That would be optimum, okay? So the closer we get to those numbers, the better you're going to be. Okay, so let's look at the side of the backspin category. Even though you have one at 1,326, which is considerably like a knuckleball, so that just comes and just dives. It doesn't have enough spin to stay in the air. And then you have one over here that's at 3,400. That's a little bit high, so the ball will tend to rise a little bit. So if the ball doesn't have the proper spin, it'll fall out of the sky. Too low a spin, too high a spin will make the ball rise. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what you've done here, and you can see from the side on those.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you can see that the ones with the proper spin stayed up longer, and they stayed in the air, and they carried further. Some with that very low spin, you see how they just dove down, and that's exactly what happens. It's kind of like a knuckleball. It doesn't have the proper spin, so it just falls right out of the sky. We're going to go back here and look at this. As far as carry goes, you had 228, 214, 226. So on average right now, your average carry is about 219 on the fly with your current driver.
That doesn't seem right to me. It must be 300.
Well, yeah, it depends on where you're playing. If it's downhill, if the fairway's like cement, it could get to that 300 mark. But right now, what we're looking at is we're looking to improve this number here just a little bit better on launch. This number on average, so it's not jumping so much, 27, 13, 28, 34. We're going to try to get those numbers a little bit more contained. And if I can do that for you, this carry number here will grow, okay?
Okay.
All right, so my first shot with you is we're gonna stay, with something big.